Hey folks, welcome. Here we discuss real stories by real people. Today we have the story of a man who found proof that his girlfriend cheated on him with her friend months ago while they were on vacation. Let's see how it goes. Story 1. I, 20 male, am on vacation with my girlfriend, 20, of 1.5 years, and just learned that she cheated on me. So I found out through the Messages app on my MacBook. I've been lending it to her since last semester because her laptop died, and I don't really use this one much. She got her user all set up with the Messages app that syncs with her iPhone, which is how I was able to read her texts. So, story time, I guess. Let's call my girlfriend Anna and her friend Ben. Ben is a friend of Anna's from high school that I had never met before. Anna had talked to me earlier in November about having feelings for Ben and being confused about our relationship. She had told me that Ben had been coming on to her lately when they got together to hang out a couple times. So we mutually agreed to take a week-long break and get back together afterwards to talk about our relationship. This seems to go well because afterwards she apologizes and is super ready to go back to normal. She assures me that her and Ben are still just friends. Fast forward to January after winter break. I get back to school and our relationship seems to be doing better than ever. However, this changes when Anna and I get into a fight. I don't remember what caused it, but we got into a lot of little fights here and there, so it wasn't abnormal. This one was different from our usual ones, and she goes berserk and tells me that she was the one coming on to Ben, not the other way around. I then get upset and ask how she could do such a thing. She, of course, changes her tone completely and plays the "it was stupid" and "I don't know what I was doing" cards, along with telling me that the only thing they did was kiss once. I believe her and forgive her after she promises multiple times that one kiss was the only thing they did. A kiss isn't that big of a deal, right? A month goes by, and this whole time Anna is hanging out with Ben regularly. This isn't upsetting to me, and I allow it because I trusted her and what she had told me. One day she tells me that Ben has been ignoring her and that he doesn't want to be friends with her anymore. By this point, I've been blaming Ben for trying to lure my love away from me, and this news is kinda nice to hear. Anna tells me that Ben still feels bad for having feelings for her and that he wants to stop interacting with her entirely in order to not be tempted. So from this point onward, Anna has not interacted with Ben at all. And we are honestly doing better than ever. We haven't fought about anything and I'm feeling pretty good about our relationship. So we decided to spend our spring break together out of state at my parents' home. So we're here at my parents' house. It's midnight and Anna has decided to go to bed. She's staying in the guest bedroom. I go downstairs to my room and I'm getting ready and notice that she's left my laptop on my bed. Naturally, I go to play with it a little because, well, it's mine and I haven't gotten to use it since I lent it to her back in August. When I open it, she's already logged on and I get a little snoopy. The Messages app is already open, and as I browse through the contacts she's been messaging, I see a conversation with Ben at the very bottom of the list. There was always a tiny feeling in the back of my mind telling me that she was lying to me. I guess I believed her because I trusted her, and also because I really couldn't imagine her cheating on me. This discovery changed everything. So, this conversation is long. More than likely, I have all of the texts that were sent back and forth between them from when they first started talking in November to when they stopped in February. The good news is that Anna was completely honest about Ben cutting himself off from her because he felt bad about getting in the way of our relationship. The bad news is that almost everything else she told me about them was a lie. As I'm reading deeper and deeper into this, going back through all the texts, I become absolutely sick. Over the course of the next 2 hours, I read everything, every single text. Turns out they had been sexting constantly. No pictures were saved in the app, but from the texts I can tell that they were sent and received. Not only that, but there are also texts talking about planning having sex, and also, bombshell, that they went through with those plans and had sex multiple times. According to the messages, the first time they had sex was, guess when? Anna and I took that week-long break to reevaluate our relationship. I have proof of at least 2 other times that they had sex. One was over winter break, and the other was right after I had left her room. I have no idea how many other times they had sex or when and where. I am a giant waterfall of emotions right now, and I have no idea what to do. It is 4 a.m., and I don't think I can sleep. Like I said, I'm out of state on vacation with her. We won't be back until Friday. I really need help. What do I do? I have no idea how to handle this situation. Edit. Wow, I woke up after a short sleep and have been reading through all the comments and messages everyone's been sending me. And I'm extremely grateful to hear all the advice that you guys and gals have sent. I took the advice about keeping the messages and copied and pasted the whole conversation, like 275 pages, into a Word document which I emailed to myself. I think the point that a few of you made about keeping it to remind myself is a great idea. Basically, all but a few of you seem adamant about breaking it off right away, and I know you're not going to like it, but I don't think I can do that. It's really easy to say, just tell her to get out, find her own way home. But to actually do it is a little different. I completely understand the reasoning behind it, and I'm not saying I feel bad for her. I am totally going to dump her, easy decision. I just really think it will be hard to do right now, and I think it will be best and easier if I waited until we got back from the break. I think I'm going to try and act normal for these next few days, and try to make the best out of what's left. But when we get back to school, I'll immediately end it right there. I'm going to come back on here as frequently as I can, to hear some reason and so that I don't get pulled back into all her nonsense. And I'll make sure to read over the conversation I saved, too. I'll probably do a follow-up later tonight or tomorrow and tell all you if I decide to change my mind. In the meantime, I'll be looking for good ways to break up with her when it does happen. Also, a few of you were curious as to the specific situation I have here at my parents' house. Anna and I drove up 500 miles to get here. I didn't mention that my cousin, who also goes to the same college with us, came along too. The plan was for him to also come back down with us when we went back. So if I did decide to go back early, he would have to come too, which would be really shitty to do that to him. Also, my parents are here in the house, and she's staying in a separate room from me. Again, thank you strangers so much for all the kind words and awesome support. It's really helping me cope with this shitstorm. OP, I'm sorry you're going through this, but please do not waver on your decision to break up with your ex-girlfriend. She is a really shitty person. Basically, she didn't confess to cheating on you. You had to snoop to find out. She lied, trickle-truthed you for months. She risked your health with STDs by sleeping with someone else. That's about as selfish and careless as it gets. It's really your call on whether or not you want to play nice and confront her when your vacation is done. Take care of yourself, OP. Now for some comments. It seems that 90% of the time when someone wants a timeout from a relationship, what they really want is to F someone else. Timeouts don't solve anything, and if your partner wants one, you can bet the relationship is already on life support. Obviously, dump this person and go no contact. There's nothing to salvage here. Everybody else has said the same thing, but I just want to reiterate one more time. Dump her and kick her the F out of your parents' house. She did this to herself, and clearly doesn't give a shit about you. Dump, dump, dump. It was foolish to take her back after she admitted to kissing and having an emotional affair with this dude. Edit, and don't even think about letting her continue to use your laptop after you dump her. It just hit me that you had to find out your girlfriend was cheating on you through the laptop you lent her for school. What a shit. Please get all those messages sent to your email or backed up to your laptop. Please keep your laptop from her. And please go to your parents and explain why she has to go in the morning. Story 2. My girlfriend, 27, and I, 28, have been together for a long time, 4.5 years. She came back from a long business trip to another state and confessed that she slept with another guy for a couple weeks. I had been busy with work and kind of distant, and she had been wondering if I would ever be ready for marriage. She didn't know I was making plans to propose. This other guy told her everything she wanted to hear, made her feel wanted again, and she went along with it. I never thought she was capable of it. Trust was such a big part of our relationship. I knew that this was impossible for us, but I was wrong. What's especially painful is that we talked several times while she was on this trip, and she lied to my face. She even told me that we needed to talk when she got home, meaning that she had decided to confess, but kept sleeping with him in the meantime. She's saying all the right things now. She says that it's the worst mistake of her life, that she doesn't know how she forgot how good our relationship is, that she just lost touch with her real life on this trip, and now she's snapped back to reality and it will never ever happen again. She seems sincere. I believe her, despite everything, but I'm just so hurt. It just doesn't feel like this can really be my life. I know, abstractly, that people can work past this kind of thing, but I don't know how, and I don't really know if I should. Edit. I still feel love for her. I was ready to marry her after all, and she had been wanting that for a long time. It happened so far away when she was around a bunch of new people, and they were all telling her that I clearly don't love her because I would have proposed by now. She clearly regrets it. She's not good at faking that. Even now, so recently after it happened, I believe her when she says it will never happen again. I don't really care about the sex. I don't really care about the past. Only the future counts now. But how do I reconcile with this old image of who she is? Everyone's human. Everyone makes mistakes, and sometimes big ones. Why should I throw away this relationship because of a mistake? Even with this hanging over us, I don't want to lose what we have. I just don't know how to understand it. Edit 2. I'm going to leave for a while, but I'll keep reading responses. Please be patient with what I wrote below. I don't know if I really believe it. I just need to play devil's advocate. I need to hear both sides to process through it. Thanks to those who are helping me in that regard. Last update. It's 2 months later. She cheated a second time, and I broke up with her. Glad you finally ended things with her, OP. I'm sorry you had to go through her cheating the second time before you could finally let go. Now that you've let go, please go work on yourself and go no contact with her. I hope you find someone who would treat you better and not cheat on you. Take care. Now for some comments. The duration is the biggest worry here, OP. If she slept with him once, felt awful about it, and told you right away, maybe. But the duration, as well as the fact that she told you she needed to talk, then continued to see him, shows that she has the capability to rationalize away her guilt. This isn't a good indicator of her behavior in the future. I'm not saying leave or stay, but it's something interesting to consider. She's so ready for marriage that she went and effed a dude for several weeks because he said the right things, and then called it a mistake? A mistake is burning dinner and having to order pizza. Having sex with a stranger for several weeks was a choice. She chose to cheat on you. Don't be the poor bastard who will now have to worry every time your wife goes on a business trip that some guy is going to tell her what she wants to hear. She only came back because he didn't want to continue the relationship. That's why she kept sleeping with him after she gave you the old "we need to talk" BS. Of all the things you said that were red flags, the most glaring to me is that she kept sleeping with him after she told you she needed to talk to you. To me, that says, well, now I've got the wheels in motion to relieve my guilty conscience. So I might as well get a few more sins in before I have to say sorry. The only thing sincere about that is selfishness. I personally wouldn't move past that.